5 years ago, this happened.
0.01% of players who have foraging 50. And 1% out of those 0.01% of players is me. We did it, boys. We got foraging 50 and are ranked 121 out of 5 million players.
Now, 5 years later, and even with the new foraging update, it's still considered buns for money. But I'm not having it. I've been trying to save this skill for years, and I'm not gonna stop now. So, this is a story of how I got filthy rich by chopping down trees. Real quick, if you want to support my quest to forage, use code MASH in the hypixel store for 5% off. So the story begins with my quest to get my very own jade dragon, the best foraging pet in the entire game. Okay, so I'm on Galatea right now, and I'm basically just gonna get myself to Agatha 5 so I can actually get the Jade Dragon. Because one thing I want to do is actually get the Jade Dragon manually. So I've actually had, or like basically had Agatha 5 for a while, but I haven't officially got it yet because I had to go on a trip camping. And somehow I'm still ahead of like a lot of players. So even though I took a 3-day break, I locked in so hard after the update dropped that I'm able to get Agatha 5. So right now you can see that I have literally 30 coupons away from Agatha 5 and I have 26 unclaimed rewards. So I'm easily gonna get it. And if I go to my Hot of tree, I'm at 98.2% from Hot of 6. So obviously I'm gonna hit that too. So I guess I've been waiting for this for a while now. So let me just go and claim all of my rewards. Most of it is not legendary because I just did it really quickly and I was too lazy to get gold. But yeah, let me bulk claim this. And yeah, I got a shit ton of Agatha coupons. I got a few Starland prizes for it, that's decent. And I am way over Agatha 5, so I have the max now. And if I go to my Hot F, I obviously have got 6 and I'm 8% to 7. So I guess that's decent. 7 isn't even really that useful. It gives you like half full or ricochet. It's like not even a big deal. So I basically got most of the foraging update complete now. Okay, so the first thing I need to do to craft the Jade Dragon is get the shiniest. So this is 20 Starland prizes. I have 4 right now that I just got. I should have a decent amount somewhere here. Yeah, I have another 10 over here. And I think that's all I have. So let me go to the auction house and buy the rest. Okay, so now I have 20 Starland prizes. So I can go to the Agatha shop and buy myself a shiniest. So the rest of the things I need is 500 million coins and then 100 fig stone and then 100 mancore. But as you can see in my purse, I only have about 437 mil. So I'm gonna have to work on getting 500 mil and then a little bit more to be able to buy the resources. So how am I gonna do that? So the method that I'm going to be using is crafting legendary frog pets. So if we go here, we can see that I finally unlocked the giant frog tree that allows you to upgrade from epic to legendary. That means anyone who doesn't have maxed Agatha needs to buy it off of AH because they can't buy this item from the auction house. So basically, I can just craft legendary pets and then sell them for a profit. After doing the math, I should make about 5 mil off of every pet sale. But that's all in theory, so let's go and do a quick test sale to see if it actually works. Okay, so currently I have 10 mil in my purse and I'm gonna basically get everything to craft it and see how much profit we make. So anything over 10 mil will be profit. So the first thing to get is gonna be the coupons. So if I search up Agatha coupon right here, I'm going to need exactly 200 to get all the treats and the base common pet. So that's going to put us down 4.5 mil, which is not too much. Next, what we're going to need are cat flowers. So we're going to need 4 cat flowers to do it. So let me go and buy 4 of those right now. Yeah, so perfect. I just bought 4 cat flowers and that should be good to upgrade all the pets instantly. And in that time, my order also filled. So now I have the 200 tickets that I need to upgrade the pet. Finally, I just need 360k to actually do the upgrades, so I have the money in my purse. So let me go and buy all the items. Okay, so this is laid out pretty easily. So frog pet first, then this, then this, then this, then this, and I have none left, so I did that perfectly. Now I walk over to cat, I put my common pet, and it's gonna take whatever the pet item I have, so confirm that. Then use a cat flower to skip this, even though it's literally nothing. But that should skip it pretty easily. And now it's gone to uncommon. Now I just do the exact same thing for the next one with the medium frog tree. And I think you kind of get what's going to happen, so I'll speed through this. And now for the final upgrade, that will bring it to legendary. So all I have to do is confirm that, give it the cat flower whenever it lets me, and now I should have a legendary frog to sell. So yep, I have a legendary frog ready to sell right now. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it on the AH, and we'll see how much it sells for. So currently a level 1 goes for 12 mil, so I guess I'll just list it right under that, and I'll come back when it sells. While we wait for that though, I already went ahead and bought 90 Agatha coupons so we could do another flip. So I used no extra money, I'm still using only the 10 mil I had, and I should be able to get the entire Moonglade artifact with only 90 coupons. So if I buy this, then this, then this, I should be able to get this artifact and sell it for, I think, a 1 mil markup, which is kind of decent. Okay, so that took a little bit of a long time to actually sell, but finally both of these things sold, and if I claim both of these listings, I'm left with 15.3 mil. So that was about 5 mil in pure profit. And I guess I got about 4 mil from the pet and then 1 mil from the talisman. Okay, so I think I sold enough to be able to afford the dragon. And currently I have 135 mil in the bank. Most of it is from doing the Moonglade artifact thing with the extra coupons I had. Plus, I sold my level 100 frog pet because I didn't need it anymore. So that's an easy 40 mil. Then I did kind of cheat and then sell some bits talismans because I had 90k bits and I needed to sell them. So if I claim all of that, I'll be at 135 mil, putting me at 615 mil. And now all I need to buy is this Mancor and Figstone. And for some reason, I thought I needed way more of this. This actually only adds up to like literally 50 mil, or a little bit less, or a little bit more than 50 mil. That's literally 50 mil. So I don't know why I thought I needed so much more money than I did. But I guess I have 62 mil more than I needed. Okay, now finally I should be able to buy myself a jade drag. So I have about 50 mil extra, which is much better than I thought. But I should have every single item I need to buy myself a jade drag. So let's click it and finally get it. Let's go, bro. Let's fucking go. Now that I had my own jade dragon, all there was left to do was max out my sweep. Okay, so in the last video I did about foraging, I got myself a jade dragon egg. And right now, basically all I'm gonna do is set up my hot F because I have not looked at it at all since I reset it to be able to get more pressure resistance. So obviously, I'm not gonna want to put anything into pressure resistance when I actually do my tree. So I'm gonna go and reset it again. So now I can go back to my heart of the forest, and I'm pretty sure what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to go all the way straight up initially. Then I want to go all the way to the end here because that gives you lottery. And then I go up here, I think, for monster hunter. Then I can get forest strength over here. I go onto this side and I have 2 more, which allows me to get forest speed, which should be exactly what I need. then for using up all my whispers, I've obviously already done all of Center of the Forest. One huge one is going to be sweep, of course. So I'm going to just drop everything into sweep first, but obviously max out sweep. I guess efficient forager makes sense. If I'm going to be leveling up pets, it's probably going to be a big thing to have a high foraging wisdom. So yeah, definitely I'm going to upgrade this. I don't know how many whispers it uses up, but I'm going to dump a lot into it just to get at least close to 100, but I'm not going to go all the way there because I don't think I have enough. Other than that, anything that increases sweep, because we're going for sweep because we're leveling up a jade drag, is where we're going to want to be spending most of our tokens basically. So this will also increase our sweep quite a lot. I'm probably going to spend a lot into forest strength and forest speed. Obviously, like the first levels are really cheap, so I might as well get those first levels, but then I'm going to slowly start focusing more on forest strength. Otherwise, it's just this and efficient forager that I want to focus on. But with what I have right now, I'm pretty sure that's pretty solid. But now with all of this, I might as well just get to foraging with this. So it's gonna level up decently fast at the beginning, just like any other pet, but it's gonna be a little bit annoying later. I wonder if I just want to forage fig trees because it's way faster to forage them, or if I want to like just do a little bit slower but be able to do the mangrove trees. But another thing is that mangrove, you need 10 million collection to max out one of the jade dragon perks, so it could also be extremely useful to start doing mangrove now. Okay, so now I'm gonna buy all the upgrades to max sweep that aren't grindable. So things like the heart of the forestry, you actually need to actively grind these, and you can't just buy your way through it. So stuff like forest strength and forest speed, I need to level that up. Same with tree gifts. Here you need to just grind the milestones of getting a bunch of tree gifts if you want the sweep. Technically, the jade dragon has the ability Apex Predator that increases your sweep for every maxed out attribute. So technically, I could buy all the attributes and max them out, and that would give me a little bit more sweep, but I'll probably wait for me to upgrade my jade dragon before I do that. But anyways, let's see what we need to buy. Okay, so I basically have all the maxed gear with all the sweep boosters, and then all the maxed equipment with sweep boosters on. So basically all of that is done. So the only stuff I need to max out still are attributes. If you look at our attribute menu, the common stuff like strong legs, which obviously gives you melee sweep, I've already maxed it out, as well as the Huron shard obviously gives me sweep for mangrove trees, which is what I'm focusing on, and that was obviously easy to max out and made sense to max out. But there are a couple that I didn't really think about that actually will make a kind of decent amount of a difference. So right here, if we look at the Echo of Sharpening, it actually increases the effectiveness of your sharpening attributes. And I might have been a little slow, but this attribute is called Mangrove Sharpening, so obviously it would boost this. On top of that, this attribute, Echo of Echoes, actually makes echo attributes even stronger. And this is an echo attribute. So technically, if I increase this, it will also increase this. So I need to go and max this out as well. But if you look at my purse, I'm kind of broke and I probably can't afford that. So I went ahead and I went to the auction house and I sold all my seal rings. Basically, I got all these seal rings from doing the bouncy ball thing a while back. So yeah, I decided I was just gonna hold them until I needed to sell them. And this seemed like a good time. So now I got 147 mil. So now I'm at 150 mil, and I'll definitely be able to afford to get all the attributes I need. Another thing I forgot to buy that is included with buying sweep is actually this from the Agatha shop. So I need Agatha power 5, which gives me 5% more sweep. So obviously I need to buy that. So if I buy this, that should give me 1% more sweep than I had before. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little too lazy to wait for this to fill. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go here, buy instantly, and pay a little bit extra. So now I should have all the attributes I need. On top of that, I actually bought a couple other attributes I needed. So this is obviously for the Echo of Sharpening, but I do need the Panda Eye because this will give me a bunch of wisdom, which is also very useful for leveling up my Jade Drag pet. So I'm gonna get all of these and then all of these. So shift left click, and left click. And now they're all at level X or level 10, which means I've maxed out all of these attributes. Another thing I can do to increase my sweep is just maxing out my strength and speed. Basically, these take your strength and then convert it into sweep, and also your speed. So this caps at 500 and then this caps at 1000. Even though I can't technically reach 500 speed without young armor, it doesn't matter. It will just still count any speed over 400. So now when I'm holding my axe and I check, I have 967.37 strength. Which is very nice, but I do need 1000. So let me go work on that. We should have 1000 strength. Perfect. Then there was a time skip. This is when I did all the long grinds, like getting my mangrove collection to 10 mil for the Jade Dragon perk, maxing out my tree gift milestones, maxing out attributes for the other Jade Dragon perk, and finally the whisper grind. So now we're back from the time skip. And I did a lot of things like I said previously. But during that time, I found a way to make a filthy amount of money by grinding trees. So before I show you what it is, let me show you what you need to be able to do it. So since the last time I saw you, I only had like a level 10 Jade Drag, but now I have a level 200 Jade Drag. So I'm pretty maxed out. And on top of that, if we go to my whispers, I have over 24 million whispers, which is a shit ton more than I used to. Anyways, the setup you're going to need for this is pretty simple actually. So you see this Jade Drag? Yeah, you don't need it for this method. But what you do need is you're going to need a full groovy set of fig armor plus tarantula boots. People sleep on tarantula boots and they actually make grinding fig so much better. You lose a little bit of sweep, of course, 9 sweep because this has no sweep and a good amount of foraging fortune, but still I think it's worth it because it makes grinding so much easier. For example, let's take this tree that I commonly do on my own route. If I just break this tree, I can't get up there. I could use scaffolding, which is not bad, but it's still pretty annoying. Or I could just use tarantula boots and then double jump, and then I'm easily able to break all these pieces and finish the tree super quickly. And if you are doing a route that has a lot of big trees like these routes that I do, you're able to benefit from this a lot because I can break this whole tree over here really quickly, getting a lot of logs and a lot of essence from the tree gifts, and it means that I can break basically any tree that I want. I personally think it's the best way to grind foraging and probably the most fun. On top of having the right armor for this method, another thing that you definitely need is a lot of whispers. So don't really take this video as a tutorial. So currently with 24 million whispers, like I said before, I'm able to max out the sweep attribute, the foraging fortune attribute, the efficient forager attribute, and the essence fortune attribute. The only things that I don't have max that I kinda need max for this method is the forest speed and the forest strength attribute, because those will give me slightly more sweep, which is always a bonus. On top of this, I have practically every sweep source in the game that you could think of, and I have a shit ton of foraging fortune sources as well. And I'm still not fully maxed out this update. Okay, so now let's purchase everything we need to make as much money as possible foraging. So in my purse, you can see that I have 100 million coins, and I'm gonna buy everything that I need to actually make a ton of money foraging. Quickly, before we get into it, remember that this is a max setup just for money, so it might not be applicable to the average player. Anyways, the first thing we need to get is a lion pet. So if we search up here and we look at lion pet, we should be able to just go to legendary and buy whichever one is lowest bin. So this one's already level 47, so I'll just buy that. But actually, because of the way it works, we're gonna need a couple. So technically, we need 3. You don't really need 3, but just to make everything as clean as possible, I'm gonna buy 3. and you'll see why when we actually get into grinding. One thing we need to get on top of that is pet items. So it's actually pretty simple. All we need is the 20% boost. The other ones are way too expensive and it's not worth the price. So I'm just going to buy 3 of these, 1 for each pet, and I'm going to put it on each one. So put it on this line, then put 1 on this line, and finally put 1 on this line. Next, what we need is a new fig stone splitter. So if you didn't know, the fig stone splitter gets maxed out based on how many logs you cut. So actually taking one from nothing to 200k is a pretty good way to get some extra money. Finally, we need to add stars. So I'm going to buy the 1500 essence that we need to add them. We should be able to put this axe in here and then go ahead and upgrade it. And now we're at 5 stars. As far as I know, I'm pretty sure we've got everything that we need on this axe. Okay, so now we have every single thing we need to make as much money as possible. So in this chest, we can see everything that we got. The 3 lion pets with all the pet items on it. And then the fig stone splitter. And all of that costed me about 70 mil. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this. I'm going to put all these pets over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the first pet that we got, which is the level 47 one, which was lowest bin. Then we're going to go to XP sharing. And what we're going to do is we're going to change this to one of the level 1s we got. So now this level 1 is going to get XP shared 12.8%. So now the process is pretty simple. We're going to be leveling up these lion pets. So once one gets to level 100, we'll switch to the other one. And we're just going to continue doing that until we get this big stone splitter that we just made exactly to 200k logs. As soon as that happens, I'm going to stop the timer and we're going to see how much money we made after selling all of those and then subtracting the 70 mil we spent. Okay, so I just finished selling everything that I got. So let's get into how much we made. Okay, so first things first, it took me 2 hours and 4 minutes to get a fig stone splitter all the way to 200,000 logs cut from 0. That's when I decided to call it for this test, and it's what I'm going to be using as a basis to create how much money per hour. Anyways, the first things that I sold are all the obvious things that you get when grinding foraging, and that's all on the bazaar. So if we go to the bazaar, we can see that we have 66.6 million coins to claim. So I actually need to sell these beaconite shards, but let's just insta sell it because I'm too lazy. But otherwise, this is all the stuff that I included in the profits. So all the tenderwood I got from the trees, the hummingbird shards that I got, and the chameleon shards, and I'm gonna circle back to this later in a bit. Then all the fig stone, which was 21.4 mil worth, the forest essence, which is underrated and was actually 19.7 mil worth of the profits, and then a little bit of just extra enchanted fig log and mangrove logs, and then the Agatha coupons. A couple notes about the Agatha coupons. I did not grind all of it in like a straight 2 hours, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty realistic. Most people are gonna grind like in 20-40 minute bursts of foraging, so that means that you're gonna get a lot more contests than just like exactly 6 if I were to be grinding just straight 2 hours. If you think that's unrealistic or I'm inflating the price with that, then when I go and show you the final amount we made in 2 hours, just reduce that by like 5 mil and that should be good. Another thing about the shards is that I actually got way more chameleon shards. I actually have 6 here that I got straight from grinding. I don't know if I got like extremely lucky or if there was like some glitch with chameleon shards. But I'm not including those in the profits because I feel like I got super lucky, and all I did was use 3, because if I got 7 hummingbirds and then a chameleon has half the drop rate, I should get half as many, so that's why I gave 3. Anyways, when I claim all of this, I'll get myself 66.6 million, so let me do that. Okay, the next thing that we have to claim is everything from the auction house. So looking at our auction house, we have 84.4 million coins to claim. 4 of these are just Starlin prizes, which you get from the contest. Then is one of our lion pets that we got to level 100, and then our axe, which we also got to 200k logs cut. So that gave us 40 mil for the axe and 43 mil for the lion. So let's go ahead and claim all of that. So now we're at a good 150 million coins, but there is still something left. So the last thing we need to include is in this chest, and it's actually the 2 other lion pets that we leveled up with EXP share, and at one point I actually switched to the axe and just used it, the pet, and just used it by itself. So basically, the way I'm calculating how much value these are, I'm just taking the price I sold the original pet, and then I multiplied it by the percentage that's left on getting it to level 100. And luckily for us, I made it super simple, and I put it into these enchanted diamond blocks. So these are the values of both of them. You can calculate it yourself. It's like 20 and 18 mil. So if I grab all of these and I go ahead and sell them in the trade menu, that should be all the profits I got. So the price I spent was actually a little bit more than you might think at first, because there was some other stuff I had to buy, but it ended up adding up to 75.66 million coins. So basically all we need to do to figure out how much profit we got is by going to the personal bank and depositing exactly that amount. So 75.66 million coins. And if we deposit that, we're left with 114 million coins in basically 2 hours. So if you split that in 2, that would give you 55.16 million coins in 1 hour.